All right, welcome. If you're watching this, that means that you're a new coach on Team Rhino, and I'm excited to have you on the team. It's just awesome to see new coaches come on the team for a lot of reasons. I mean, there's so much that can be done with this opportunity that it's incredible. You can do anything you want pretty much, from making a couple $100 extra to pay a part of a car payment or some bills, to firing your boss and creating complete time freedom and financial freedom, growing residual income for the future. You could see this opportunity as something that you could pass down to your kids, pass wealth down to your kids. You can see this opportunity as something that you can affect a ton of lives if you really have a passion for helping other people achieve their goals, similar to the goals that you've been able to achieve: losing weight, financial freedom, time freedom. There's just so many things about this opportunity that are possible. And so I hope one of those has resonated with you as a new coach, and you're like, this is what I really want to do with this business. And I think that you can just about accomplish any of those things. But with that, what I want to do with you is go through a few things that will really help you make sure that you get off to the right start. Okay, so I'm going to go through this step by step, and because this is a webinar version and I can't have feedback with you, we're just going to do the best we can. But I'm going to try to explain to you the best I can what the types of mindsets and things that you need to have and do in order to be a successful coach right from the start. Okay, some of them are intuitive and it's like, yeah, duh, and some of them are not so much. I'm going to do both, the ones that are duh and the ones that are not so intuitive. Okay, so the first thing I want to talk about is just expectations between you and this team. Like, what is it that we expect that you're going to do and accomplish, and what is it that you should expect from us as upline coaches, as your team? Okay, so the first thing that I want to say is that you have joined a team that has a lot of resources, has great training, has webinars that you can invite people to all the time. We have all these resources for you, and you probably have joined with a great coach who's a great upline to you. Maybe it's me, maybe it's one of the other coaches, but they're probably really helpful. But I want you to understand that you cannot lean on that as the reason that you're going to be successful as a coach. If you think that joining a great team is going to be the number one thing that's going to make you successful as a coach, then you're going to have a rude awakening with it. I think of it as like, that's 10% of what makes you a successful coach. It's a big advantage. It's an extra bit that you get. But the most important thing that's going to make you a successful coach is your drive, your desire to learn, your determination to make it happen. If I wasn't here, if your upline coach wasn't here, if this team page with all this training in it wasn't here, would you still be successful? You could be. You could absolutely be, because the 90% of it relies on you. I want you to put that in your brain as a new coach and say to yourself that I'm not going to be the type that's going to say, well, I'm not doing very well in the business because my upline doesn't help me enough. Because that's not how this business works. Upline help is helpful, as it should be. Having a good upline that helps you is an advantage, but it is not what makes you successful in this business. And you cannot have an entitlement attitude when you come into this. It has to be, I'm going to get this thing done. I always had the attitude when I came in that I was going to try to find the answer a little bit first before I went and asked my upline, just because I felt like that was good for me to try to look for it, see where it is, try to find it myself. And then if I couldn't find it, or it took me a little while, or if I was in a real rush, I would ask my upline. So I want you to start with that mindset. And I don't tell you that because I don't want to help you. And your upline doesn't tell you that because they don't want to help you. It's because having that mindset will make you the most successful. If we answer all your questions and hold your hand through everything, and you have the mindset that we're supposed to be the one helping you make it happen, then you're just not going to be as successful. And it's as straight up as that. Okay. Number two, with expectations and mindset, is that our goal as uplines is to help make you as independent from us as quickly as possible. As independent as possible, as quickly as possible. And the reason for that is because the faster you become independent from us, so that you can take care of your own downline coaches, you can help train them, you can foster growth within your own team, the faster you're going to be able to build people who are independent from you. right? So I don't have a timeline for it. I don't have any kind of a thing where it's like, hey, these, you know, these phone calls, webinars, trainings and things like that, maybe phone calls that we're doing back and forth. Like, I don't have some kind of a timeline that within 2 weeks you should be able to do your own downline phone calls or something like that. Maybe for you it's a year, maybe for you it's 6 months, maybe for you it's 3 months, maybe it's after a month you're like, I don't need you anymore. I can do my own phone calls with my brand new coaches. Whatever it is, I don't have a timeline for it, but I want you to have the mindset that that's your goal, because that's my goal as an upline coach to you, is that you're going to learn how to take care of your own coaches. You're going to learn how to do everything yourself so that you're independent and you're like, I don't need that guy. Like, we'll still talk because we have a mentoring relationship and because we want to help each other, but you're not in need of me. Like, you're going to fail if I'm not there. Right? So I want you to have that mindset, because that's the mindset I have. I'm trying to make you independent so that you can become a leader, so that you can create leaders, so that they can create leaders. And if we pass that down the line, that's how we're going to build a big team. We're going to affect way more lives across the country that way and across the world eventually. Okay. So number one is success is created by you. Number two is you want to become as independent as possible, as quickly as possible. Number three, this is something that I would do on a personal call, is I would ask you, if I see you in one of those, what I call valleys, where you're not being engaged in the team, and maybe you made Success Club we'll talk about Success Club in a minute, but maybe you made some sales in some Success Club, and you were, in our challenge groups and everything, and I saw you all over the place, and then all of a sudden you're not. What would you want me to do about that? Like, if I saw that, would you want me to contact you and nudge you a little bit and say, hey, you had some goals and I haven't seen you around, what's up? Or would you want me to leave you alone? And I know you can't answer that right now because you might be watching this as a recording, but that's one of the things I want you to think about. And maybe go tell your upline that and say, hey, I watched the recording of that new coach call. I'm messaging you and telling you, if I fall out, I'm not around in the challenge groups and I'm not being engaged, I want you to, nudge me and say, hey, what's up? How's it going? Again, don't count on your upline to do that. But if you want that, I want to have that expectation between us, okay? So those are the expectations. Let's talk a little bit more about the game plan for you, okay? I've got a suggestion. It's a strong suggestion. And if you don't have another suggestion, I suggest you go with this. This is my game plan for you. Number one, this is really simple. You can write this down, but number one, advance to Emerald in your first 30 days as a coach. I want you to have that as a goal, because advancing to Emerald Coach brings with it a lot of really good things, okay? And you'll learn more about this in our team training. But Emerald Coach is having 2 coaches below you. So you sign up 2 coaches of your own, and they're both active. 1 on each leg, you'll become an Emerald Coach. As an Emerald Coach, you not only make money off of your commissions, but you also get an additional income source from the sales of your 2 new coaches and anyone else that's in your downline that might come from above, from other people adding coaches below you. So now you have 2 income sources within Beachbody, and that's a big step to go from just your 25% commissions to now having those team cycle bonuses, we call them. You'll learn more about that later. Don't worry too much about the math of all that, but you will get about 6% from anything that your downline sells, okay? That's a huge step in your business. To me, that is like when you go from being the person who bakes pies at your brand new pie shop that you opened up to maybe opening a second location and having a manager that runs your second location. That's a big step in a business, right? That's what it's kind of like when you go to Emerald Coach. It's that step where now you've got people, right? You've got people who are part of your team, and they have the same opportunity to do what you're doing, okay? Second part of your game plan, make Success Club in your first 30 days or your first full month as a coach. If you join on like the 25th of the month or something like that, in your next month, I want you to make Success Club. I want you to have a goal for that. So Success Club is 5 points, and you get 1 point from getting either a new coach or a new customer on HD, 90 PV of HD or more, so Shakeology. If you get a customer or a coach on Shakeology HD, Home Direct, you get a point. If you get a customer or a coach on a challenge pack, which includes Shakeology HD, you get 2 points. So a great way to look at that is you sell 2 challenge packs and you sell 1 Shakeology HD. That's 5 points. Or 3 challenge packs gets you 6 points, okay? In 1 month, basically, that's your goal. It's not a huge goal. I think you can accomplish that, okay? So advance to Emerald and make Success Club 5. If you sign up 2 coaches on challenge packs, you've made Emerald and you have 4 Success Club points. You only need 1 more Success Club point. So that's pretty much your goal, your game plan. If you're not intending to charge really hard with this business, that's still an okay game plan because that's not a super hard charger. I think you could make Advanced to Emerald in 1 week and make Success Club in 1 week if you're a hard charger. But if you're not really planning on charging that hard, you don't have to have that as a game plan. You can talk to your upline or talk to me and we'll figure out a different game plan for you. That's my suggestion for you. Okay, last part of this, I want to set some actionable deadlines and goals for you to accomplish right now. Number 1, we have a training in our team page. There's 4 modules to it, and your coach probably already tagged you in the post so that you can start that training. If they haven't, just talk to them. We'll get you tagged in that post so that you know where to start. It's going to be the pinned post in our team page, and it's going to have all the links to all the modules, and you just go through that team training right there in the Facebook page. So get started on that as soon as possible, now, especially now that you've had this call. Number 2, I want you to purchase your first personal development book. In day 1 of the training in the team page, there's going to be a list of personal development books, but I'll just tell you right now, Go Pro by Eric Worre is one of the books that you need to get. And a bonus book, if you want to do some extra personal development, which I highly recommend, is The Go Giver by Bob Berg and John David Mann. Those are both going to be on that slide in the first day of your training in the team page. So go get that Go Giver book and go get GoPro and get started on reading those as soon as possible. Last thing for actionable items is as soon as possible, I want you to go public on your Facebook page with your new venture. And now I'm not talking about posting a link to your webpage and telling people you can now buy Beachbody products from me. That's not what I'm talking about. What I'm talking about is a post something like this. Hey, I'm so excited right now. I just started a new venture and became a Team Beachbody coach. I've had such amazing results with the products myself. Tell a little bit about your story. I've had amazing results. I've done this, I've done that. And I'm just excited to help people and start this new journey. That's pretty much it. Reword that how you want it. Just tell people you're excited about your new thing. As people start coming and commenting and supporting you and saying, wow, that's awesome, they might even ask, what does that mean? Tell me more about it. You're going to start a whole bunch of conversations. Everyone that comments on it, everyone that likes it, send them a personal message and thank them for supporting you in your new business. Don't try to sell them anything. Don't send them a link. Don't say, hey, you should join my challenge group. Just say, thank you for supporting me in my new business. You will have a dozen new conversations that very day. So go get on that. Don't be afraid. You're not going to sell anybody anything. You're not going to try to sell anybody anything. You're just going to be excited and see who supports you. Okay? So those are my actionable items. I want you to put reminders and things in your calendar and start working on making this a real business. Get started on that team training. Get your personal development book. Go public on your team page or on your personal page. And then we're just going to have a lot more fun, especially after you get done with that team training and we can get you into starting to get into Success Club and advancing to Emerald Coach. Thanks for watching this, this call, and we'll see you in the team page. All right, I'll be able to cut that out for use for later, but I'm going to let you guys, you should have the ability to unmute yourselves if you want to, okay? So if you have any questions to ask right now, we have about 3 to 5 minutes until I really need to head over to the opportunity webinar that we're doing to finish out our sneak peek group and try to get some more people on the team and into these calls and into this training and everything. But if you have any questions, any of you new coaches that are on here, feel free to let me know and we'll answer them real quick. Just unmute yourself and go. Anybody? You can also use, there's a chat option if you want to use the chat option. I'm fine with that. If not, we will stop the recording and head over to the opportunity webinar where hopefully a bunch of people from our sneak peek group will be watching. Nobody. All right, good. Thank you guys for coming on tonight. And by the way, for all of you listening, I will have the outline for that call and how I go through that call available for people who are signing up new coaches so that you can have that call with people, okay? So thanks. Good night, everybody.